Good. Good. Given to the dark side of the Star Wars NES titles, and your destiny shall be revealed. Welcome back, everyone, to what is hopefully the final part of this Empire Strikes Back thing. We have made it very, very close to the end. We just have to do the final boss. But yeah, the final boss has turned out to be kind of difficult. Like, really difficult. I think this is easily the hardest thing in the entire freaking game, and this is a ridiculously hard NES game. So, bad combo. There we are. Okay, sounds up. And I'm already dying. Well, that's a great way to start the game. Die! Run! You know, something tells me... Quick jump over. Okay, now what? Owie! So that's the thing, you really have to time this freaking thing. Then you time it, it's not good enough. I don't know what you want from me, game. See, that's the thing, it's like so hard. And it's like, I don't even know how to like... begin attacking him. No! The Imperial March plays and he decides to massacre me. I love it. He's like, decides to say, let's just murder me, and 2 seconds later he does. As you see, within seconds he can basically destroy me. Could you at least give me like another option, like join you? I totally joined you. It'd be an easier option than trying to kill you. I mean, Luke couldn't even kill Darth Vader, so what help do I have? Then again, Luke killed Boba Fett, and I don't know how Earth that helps the plot of Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, because Return to Jedi kinda needed that set up after, well, this isn't good at all. This is actually pretty bad. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What an awesome fall to my death! With the Imperial March playing in the background and me dying. You know... Yeah, see, it's gonna be a matter of really jumping that central platform. Oh my god, this video's just coming at me full throttle, charging like a freaking bull. Owie! And this is the type of situation I have to deal with. Run for it, Luke! He's too strong for you! I could really use the power of Yoda! Like, I don't even know what it's supposed to be doing. I still don't know what the other force power does. That one that's like a mind thing. Like, mind freak! I get to shoot lines from my head or something. I don't know. You think I have any idea what's going on? I have a head... I have telekinesis. I just don't know how to use it. You'd think that's what that would mean. But, no. What the? I love how, for a second there, I was actually getting a drop on him. I found my strategy, people! It's called mash every button and dive at Darth Vader as fast as possible. It's a crazy strategy. But by golly, if it's the only one I have. Okay, that's a start. And that's what we really need. We need a save slot too. We need to save scum this like crazy. Because that's the only way we're beating Darth Vader. Because stuff like this keeps happening. Bonsai bean! I hate bonsai beans. This is probably why. Ha! Don't make me destroy you! I didn't really destroy you there, did I? But I sure was intimidating! Well, at least I'm hitting one bar of his health. That's a plus. You know, somewhere along the lines, come on. Owie, that hurt. Yeah, and this is exactly why I save scum, because there's no freaking way. Look at that. Look at that. It's like you get past one, there's freaking invisible walls everywhere that'll kill you. If you don't deal with that, you have Darth Vader shooting his beams of light at you. I must lightsaber, have I? Don't worry. This is all part of my master plan to make me look bad. I love how he decimated me in like 2 seconds. See, that's the thing, it's like, I have like no chance at all. You know, now I'm curious, is there like any health or anything? Maybe, if I can actually, you know, go back. I'm pretty much stuck here, people. I am going to die. A lot. Because this is pretty much my only chance. I don't even have a choice in the matter. I'm literally stuck here, people. I'm a prisoner of this situation. And yeah, needless to say, I need to use all the force powers I can. I need to be as careful as I can. And I need not to die. Because, yeah. What a terrible situation to be in. I love it. I love how I just keep getting pushed when I'm striking at the object with my lightsaber. Yeah, look at that. So that's the problem. It's just like the films. Those barrels there, they're part of the problem. So that's the problem. He'll keep striking me. Fear me! I have a lightsaber. I'm not afraid to use it. Yeah, something tells me that didn't really work out for me. And that's kind of the problem we have. Okay, save over here! Ha-ha! Yeah, so basically you have to play Sonic the freaking Hedgehog. As you see, it's really gonna come down to, well, me not dying horribly. And as you see, it's gonna happen a lot. Just out of curiosity, have I actually, injured him at all? No, not at all. That's always good to know, people. I have not injured him at all. That's very good to know. For a minute, I was worried I was being productive. Ha! Somehow I actually managed that without getting injured. I tell you, once I get him down to like the last few margins, I could do that. But I need to like... Ow! What a terrible life I live. Excuse me, sir. Me, sir, having a bad time, sir. It's all because of you, sir. Misa not feeling okily-dokily. I hope, people, that you're appreciating my Gungan talk. Well, that stinks. That's the biggest problem. All of a sudden they start doing stuff like that to me. It's like, yeah, he literally just has to stand there and watch me. It's like it literally takes away half my health. Wow. Gotta love the situation. Something tells me that's a bad idea. I love it. I didn't kill him really at all. Face me! Look at my abilities and capabilities and all that! See, and that's the problem. He's kind of got me in a rock and a hard place. I mean, how's one even avoid this? I love it. I love how that, like, will... And this is what I mean by save scumming. I have to freaking... This is not going to be fun. Shut up and leave me alone! See, that's the thing, it's like... Even if you take all that out of the equation, that didn't really work. I just dropped. Did I mention how much of a pain this game is? Oh god, oh god, oh no! You have to like time everything exact. There's no room for error in this area at all. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is gonna go terrible. I don't really know how I'm supposed to beat this. That's impossible! That's impossible! Everything's impossible, Luke. Give up. Sure. How do I give up? Owie. And that's how you die due to a few random flying objects. AKA, I hate my life. The only chance I have is the timeline whereby I make it over the jump, then have to deal with the starfish thing. I hate starfishes! They're mean, they're ugly looking. See, I'm not too sure if I should be, like, risking my life right now. Okay, save here. I didn't really do much of anything, but I got out of that mess, which every time was bad. I think I need to stick on the left-hand side, because the right-hand side's too hard to get out of. I think I lost a lot of my life there. And I can't afford that. Owie! No! I lose most of my life there. He makes me lose all of it. When in doubt, shoot him with a gun! Face me, Darth Vader. I just won an awesome fight. Curse you, maniac Vader! Oh, wow. Okay, that was worth it. I don't know what I did, but I just massacred Darth Vader's life. That was worth it. We're both at 3 bars. I mean, it's tight. Wow, it's getting to 1 bar. Oh my god, Darth Vader's blinking. We're close though, look at that. That really has a lot of the strategy to killing him. It's just charging forward to this thing. It's just a matter of now murdering him again like that. If I could just do that again a couple times. That was a step in the right direction at least. That's 2. Darth Vader charged me. But we're at 2 now instead of... I mean, we're so close. mean, really, look at that. It's insane when you think about how close we are. I mean, it looked like it was impossible before. That I would run out before I ran out of force powers, but I don't think my force powers have drained much. And I really only need to kill 2 bars of Darth Vader's life now. And I have seen him blink before, so we were close. It's just a matter of getting it exactly right. It's a matter of just getting him dead one time. And then, you know... Curse you, Vader! So close, but yet so far. Don't worry about me. I'm a hero of the Force. Like my father before me. What is your problem? Why do you keep saying weird things? I don't know. I'm a perpetual hero. My job in life is simple. I love how I just kind of randomly ducked. So close, but yet it's like he'll strike me as I'm trying to get out of there. Okay, so we're both at 2 bars. Yeah, we're both at 2 bars. It's getting down to nitty gritty, people. But we're playing a tense, tight game. Now if we could just kill Vader. That actually seems to work well. Time to use the Force! Like, it's really almost there. And using a Force like that really seems to help me. Curse you! There we are! And there we are, destruction. This time you have defeated me, but next time you will not be so lucky. It is our destiny to meet again! Okay, well, there we are. The Empire strikes back! What a way to go! Hooray for the ability to cheese every fight! Yay! Look at that! Pretty stars! Congratulations, young Jedi Knight! You have won another victory against the evil Galactic Empire! But do not underestimate the dark side of the Force. The Emperor, with his Imperial fleet, will continue to search for hidden rebel bases of the Rebel Alliance and to seek and destroy the last Jedi Knights. The rebels, on the other hand, continue to struggle to restore freedom to the galaxy. Time will come for the return of the Jedi! Except for the fact that actually doesn't. Yeah, there was never a Return of the Jedi game. Yeah, the NES Return of the Jedi never came out. So, hooray for a complete and blatant lie! Yeah! I mean, there was Super Star Wars, which had the whole trilogy. But yeah, that's kind of what they started focusing on, was for the Super Nintendo system. The SNES, which is going to, well, also probably stink. But let's hope it's better than this was. Hopefully I don't have to cheese my way through that one. I probably will. Yeah, you know me. Oh look! It's a different key this time! Look, Imperial Storm Testers! Well, I've done it. Surprisingly, in under half an hour somehow. I don't know how on earth I managed that. Somehow I got very lucky on that one attack on Vader. And, yeah, just like diving forward with it. Oh look, random Yoda label thing. The Force would be with you. Always. Wouldn't it be always with you, the Force will be? I don't think he would say that. Yeah, I think the latter is kind of how he'd say it. I think I know my Yoda speak. I cannot attest to knowing many things in this universe that will have much use at all. But one thing I do have that's a highly great skill is Yoda speak. I can speak like Yoda with an extreme skill. And I can tell you right there, that is wrong. That is obviously wrong. Also, why is the Cantina theme playing? This is Empire Strikes Back. Seriously? I mean, it's a fan favorite, I guess, but okay. We have it in both games. So now we get to go and say to the Cantina theme while I talk to you guys and say that, I forget what I was talking about. Okay, what's next? Is it just the entire game again? Yeah, it just loops again, just like the other freaking one. Okay, so The Empire Strikes Back. Let's talk about that as a whole, as compared to, like, the first game, which was regular Star Wars for the NES. Definitely both had their interesting merits. They were very different games. This one took like more of a cinematic approach, and there was also more of a linear feel to it than the other one, whereby you could entirely skip half of what was going on, if you were good enough. That one had like a non-linear thing and whatnot with a nice hub at the beginning, even though also you would have like no idea what's going on or what you can really do. So, I'm not really sure if that was a deterrent or a plus. Like I said, really, if I had to compare the two games, what it really comes down to and why I like Star Wars better than The Empire Strikes Back is due to the air control. Star Wars, at least I could say, was somewhat fair because I was the one controlling where I moved. You know, it was absolute pain in the butt where you moved, and you had to be absolutely pixel perfect on movement positions, especially when you got into Death Star. You really can't say, you know, that you have much control in The Empire Strikes Back. Like, you had a lot of freaking platforming, and that platforming expenditure was very ridiculous. In fact, everything was very ridiculous about trying to do platforming. I say the platformer was probably one of the harder parts of this bloody game. And it's all because you can't do anything. You're basically at the game's whim to hopefully jump the right distance. And trying to gauge the right distance becomes a difficulty. It's just not good. You know, and you really just have to base it almost off luck. You know, which is not a good situation at all. Yeah. The Cloud City fight was definitely an arcadey feel. It felt totally different from the fights that you had aboard like the first person perspective one of the regular Star Wars game, which was a lot more like the arcades actually. That one was more like, this was like a side scrolling shooter. And I preferred this one definitely. I feel like the combat was a lot more fun than the space battles here that was in A New Hope, whereby it was almost like keep turning away from the enemy and you don't get hit, which was kind of a weird concept. Yeah, this one had like some nice dogfighting going on, and it really translated well to like third person, seeing like the entire ship fly across the screen and fight off like a bunch of TIE fighters in the Slave One. Of course, this one kind of also suffered from a flaw. Literally circle around in circles and you're pretty much fine. In fact, that seems to be a running theme when it comes to these games. It seems like they're ridiculously exploitable. Is it just me, or does it seem like there are ways that you can really just like abuse the system? I mean, it usually can backfire on you as well, and that's kind of why you need save states. But yeah, it seems like look at the whole thing with Darth Vader. The way I ended up basically killing it was with some insane jump forward slash thing. I don't even know what I was doing, but somehow it just managed to like just decimate his health that one time. I don't even know how I did it, but I'm not really complaining. And then I just used like the flying power to totally wipe out the rest of his health. So yeah, strategy there. Conserve force powers enough to use the flying thing. It was totally planned. Yeah, you could totally see I was planning this. But yeah, needless to say, definitely an interesting situation. This one was pretty nice with the force powers. I did like the idea of using force powers. And you know, the whole force meter and all that, it definitely had like a nice feel in that direction. Even if I wish it had communicated a bit more what the force powers were without, you know, wasting what the force powers were. Because you gotta think, in the original game you wouldn't get save states. Yeah, you're pretty much at a loss to have to experiment and hope you figure out what it does. I still don't even know what that mind one does. I played through the entirety of the game without even realizing what one of the force powers does. That's pretty sad. You know, you would think at some point it would communicate to you what it's supposed to do. There's not many keys on the keyboard, but I just didn't see whatever it was supposed to do. And yeah, it was a rather weird situation, needless to say. Yeah, like I said, you know, the force powers, though, did have like a nice little thing. And I guess I could say it was, you know, the feature of like the A New Hope was the party-based system. And I feel like that was more annoying in a way than the force-based powers. I like the force-based powers a bit more than the party-based system, which it felt like almost entirely redundant half the time. You know, it felt like it was a weird bonus thing that wasn't a bonus, and it was a very weird system. This one seems to make a bit more sense in that design. Like I said, this could have been a great game. I think the biggest problems with it is the air control and also the music. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like there was less music and sounds in this game. It felt like the same sounds were playing over and over and over, and I didn't get that feeling in the original Star Wars. I felt like they varied it up enough to a point that I didn't get bored of it. Meanwhile, here it was like I was getting sick of the Imperial March because all they did was play it over and over and over. And yeah, that was basically all the tracks. They just keep playing it over and over and over till you kind of get sick of it. You know, it was nice, like, using the ATST walkers. I did like that, even if it was weird that you could jump in them. But it was a nice little feature. I liked the ability to destroy things as an ATST walker. Would have been nice to, you know, have some more vehicle action like that. The snow spear thing was definitely a nice little inclusion. It definitely is better than the arcade versions. I can say that. So yeah, really, Empire Strikes Back isn't too terrible on its design choices, but the basic game mechanics are a bit flawed. And that's kind of why I'm not a big fan of this one, because, like I said, the lack of air control, the annoying sounds throughout the entire thing, it just kind of demotivates you from doing it and bearing with it to kind of enjoy the better parts of it. Like I said, it has a lot of nice features in the game, but all that is kind of moot if it's, a frustrating thing the entire time you're trying to use it. And sadly enough, that was exactly the problem. It kind of offered challenge, but its challenge was because you couldn't control what you were bloody doing. That's not exactly a good challenge. I feel like the regular Star Wars offered a better challenge, and even that felt kind of cheap with its pixel perfect things sometimes. Um, but yeah, definitely a funky situation. Um, I found it weird how like they deviated from the plot at certain points. That was very strange. I didn't see that really happen too much in A New Hope. It felt like they played it pretty straight there. Um, let's see. There really wasn't much to A New Hope, was there? Like, I'm trying to think, and the game isn't that long. Like, you had, Tatooine, which was a hub-based one. You had the Death Star, which was absolutely cheap. And other than that, you just had some vehicular action. A couple of vehicle scenes. The strike on the Death Star was definitely an interesting one. Even if it was ridiculously easy. But this one felt quite a bit longer, more substantial of a game, even if at the same time it wasn't that great the entire time I was playing it. So, of course, it's a substance-based game, but I'm not a person that really likes the substance, and thus it's kind of, meh. It's like playing Elder Scrolls Arena. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but do you really want to sit there and deal with all these freaking dungeons? Not really, no. And that's kind of the way I kind of feel about this. And really, like I said, even if it was the best platformer in the world, which I don't think it is, I think people would agree this isn't the best out there. If anything, I think I've seen like people criticizing like this one. So needless to say, it's not the best one out there by any means. Not the best platformer at all. And I'm not a big fan of the platformer genre. I've never been a fan of the idea of like you have to land at this exact precise precision and the environment is out to kill you and everything's one shot hits and all that. It always felt bloody cheap. And it feels like you really can't design a platformer game without it coming off as cheap. I think that's one reason, like, I'm not a big fan of the genre in general, because it always ends up being bloody cheap like this. That's basically why so many games are Nintendo hard back then, because they were all bloody platformers, and you had to, like, land in an exact pixel-perfect area on a TV screen where you could probably barely see anything. What a terrible combination. It was basically a case of, well, we did it for arcade, now let's do a lengthy game on the NES, but do a bunch of platformers over and over and over. And yeah, basically, people talk about Doom clones. Back in the 80s and early 90s, it was all platforming clones. Like, maybe a Mario clone would be what it is. They're all freaking Mario clones. That's basically what it feels like. The 70s was Pong clones, the 80s was Mario clones, and the 90s was Doom clones. I'd much prefer play the Doom clones or whatnot and have like an immersive FPS experience than this any day. But it's part of the whole Star Wars adventure. It was the thing we had to check out, see, listen to the Imperial March play over and over and over again, and really go crazy because of it. Well, my sound was actually up a little bit more than normal. Oops. That's not good. But I don't think it really matters too much. Yeah, I think like 83, I think it matters more if my settings were wrong and it was like cranked here and it's not. So needless to say, it will be a bit less balanced than I normally would like, but not too big of a deal. In any event, I think we're done about here. I made it through this game. I didn't actually have much hope for this. I kind of loaded this up today expecting it to take hours and me not really get anywhere. I figured this was where I was going to get stuck in Star Wars and never continue. Who would have guessed 20 minutes later I would be able to say I beat Darth Vader at the end of Empire Strikes Back in the NES and I'm free from that hellhole. Different save states, I don't really know if that kind of defeats my whole credibility. But then again, I don't really think I'm playing these for credibility in the first place. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of these at all. I'm not a person trying to challenge myself with them. It's more kind of the experience and just going through them and kind of sucking it up again through this experience. I almost want the challenge to be as easy as possible while setting it to the hardest difficulty because I'm crazy like that. But yeah, basically I kind of just want to suck up, get through these things, and get to something more bearable. Something actually good would be nice. And once we get to something good, then I'll gladly apply some challenge. But until then, yeah, this is not fun. I'm not having fun here. We're not having fun. And fun is very important. If you're not having fun like you would be in like a Quake level, well then, there's really no reason to add additional challenge, now is there? Because that's just going to keep you in the game a lot longer. And I sure as God don't want to do that. I feel like I spent enough time as is. I only did 3 videos. So, needless to say, I need to get out of this place. So anyway, as I was kind of saying before, there's no Return of the Jedi for the NES. So, if I'm correct, the next thing we'll be dealing with is a Super Star Wars series. Whereby they basically rebooted this entire thing on the SNES. Yay! All our progress was for naught because they redid it! But yeah, basically, we're going to have the Super Star Wars games. That's going to start in 92 or so, though. This is it for 91. This is also it for the NES platform. And for this, basically, this mini-series, if you will. So yeah, from this point on, we're going to be actually getting to, like, 92 stuff. Which, of course, is probably going to take me a little bit more time. I have to, like, get through all the other random junk in 92. I like to try and do everything else before I hit the games. Unless the games are mentioned on Wikipedia. Wink, wink. Everyone, quick, spam Wikipedia with game links so that way I can play a bunch more. Yeah, that's the lesson of today. I'm advertising spamming a wiki. Yeah. you would never guess I was actually an admin of one, would you? And Obi-Wan never told you I was one. You know, one awkward thing about the Empire Strikes Back game, there was no grand reveal about Darth Vader being Luke's father. Like, how can you have an Empire Strikes Back game and not have that? Like, really? We did all that and there was no grand reveal? In fact, there was no real ending at all. It literally was Darth Vader just said, you've bested me, but we'll meet again in the sequel! And then they're like, buy our sequel! We'll be making it soon! Only they never did. So, yeah, it's literally a freaking rip-off ending. Whereby they basically say, buy our next game! I mean, at least the New Hope ended on kind of like a good note or whatnot. It had like a nice full-fledged ending cutscene, all that. This one doesn't even have like a nice cutscene. Like, it could have like... No, it couldn't have Lando and Chewie going, what would exactly Return of the Jedi have? We need to rescue Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt. Wait, didn't Boba Fett die? I mean, the plot line kind of get destroyed here. Like, yeah, Boba Fett died. Like that was part of the game. He wasn't, like, bested. No, he blatantly blew up in the Slave One with Han Solo, and then his ghost kind of told me to save Leia. Yeah, so is Han Solo dead too? I'm kind of confused. In this plot line, a lot has happened. A lot of terrible things have happened that make the Return of the Jedi game pretty much impossible. What would it be? The Endor strike and all that, and that's kind of about it? Like, you couldn't do any of the Tatooine-based stuff. Luke has decided to attack Jabba the Hutt's fortress because he's psychotic and really hated Jabba the Hutt for some reason. Maybe that was, like, part of Han's dying words. Yeah, he wanted to return to the place Jabba was and just destroy him for some reason. I guess that's the plot line? I don't know. I guess we'll never find out, especially since, they never really made that game. But that's aside the point. As I said, this is really it for the NES. So, yeah, now after this, I'll start tackling stuff for 92. And I guess I'll see you all in a short time in the future. Shall be the last video, I guess, for a little bit of time, kind of like before. Little short bursts of hiatuses while dealing with freaking Star Wars stuff. But after that, we'll actually start moving forward. We're getting there. 92! Hooray! Anyway, thank you all for watching. I know it's been probably very frustrating, especially if you watch the Star Wars videos all before this, and you kind of realize there was no sound in them, besides my commentary. Thank you all for putting up with that stuff. Yeah. I'm not very good at quality control now, am I? Yeah, no, but I keep it raw, I keep it real, I keep it to the heart, a gamer's soul. And that's kind of, I guess, what this channel is all about, is keeping it all to the gamer's soul and being one of the most true gamer channels on the market. You'll never see anyone else torture themselves for an NES game, because no one else is that insane, but that's aside the point. So, yeah. I don't have much to add to the situation. It seems we're only extending it to delay the inevitable. The ending of the Star Wars universe, at least to the NES. Now we have the SNES, which I really don't know the difference between the SNES and the NES, besides one has 16 bits and one has 8 bits. Like, I don't really see what the big deal is going to be about switching it to the SNES. I guess we'll see when we get there. But cool new graphics! Yeah, we gotta have a better look at graphics, because graphics are totally everything. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I don't know what I'm doing in my life, and I shall see you all next time! Until then, do or do not. There is no try.